Hi, how you doing? Let me tell you something. Living in Virginia, I know of only two things in Chesapeake, Virginia that's really cool. Wait, actually, there's only one thing that's really cool in Chesapeake, Virginia, and that is the Fantasmo Cult Cinema Explosion. And that's something Lindsay and I have been doing for months and months and months. And these guys are the creators and hosts of the show. It's once a month, two horror movies or cult movies or whatever are shown right here at the Chesapeake Central Library. And well, this is Rob, Floyd and Jim Blanton, or Jimmy B. Blanton, sorry, Blanton. I'm such a shitty friend. This will be Jim. This will be Rob. All right, we'll just
tell how well Justin knows us.
Yeah, you know. But let's see. Yeah, I just want to get this interview going out there because I want to put the word out because I think this,
thank you for that. Yes.
This is the coolest thing that actually tidal area. But well, how'd you guys? You know, I'm not sure if I've ever really asked this. How have you guys?
Well, I mean, it kind of came kind of by accident in a way. Jim and I didn't really know each other.
It's like those Reese Cup commercials where the parents are rocking down with the chocolate
and the peanut butter. Yeah. After Jim had done Fantasy, and I'd been thinking about doing something with monsters, classic horror, things like that, some kind of program. And initially, I approached the library about doing kind of like this, kind of a but classic horror film thing on Saturdays or something. And then found out about the rights to the film, and how the library has rights to show certain films and not all. And Jim had been doing Fantasy once a year, and had been wanting to do something else. And then we met each other here at the library through trying to talk to people who run the library.
Yeah.
And discovered we had a lot of the same interests, and we're thinking about the same type of thing.
Right.
And that's kind of how Fantasmo slowly came together. And then we decided, well, let's start doing it on Saturdays, let's do it at night, after the library's closed, we have more leeway with what we can show, have a different type of crowd, and more people will be able to come. Which led into actually doing Monster Fest, which is a whole other thing to talk about together. Right. But then we decided to do it once a month, and we show two movies, and with the rights that the library has, there's quite a bit we can show.
Yeah, and initially when we were talking about this, we didn't have any licensing.
That's right.
And we were thinking we were going to have to show like
public domain
movies, which there's a lot of real garbage. I mean,
and everybody. There's a lot of crap out there in public domain, and every horror host that has a show.
That's what they do.
On TV or on the internet or whatever, if they show movies, it has to be public domain because it's a bear to get rights issues these days. And so we would end up showing the same movies over and over and over again.
Luckily we didn't have to do that. We got, right before we started Fantasmo.
That's
actually,
true.
At the 11th hour, the library, not for Fantasmo, they got like a licensing agreement so that the whole library system could show movies, not thinking of Fantasmo at all. But as it turned out, the licensing agreement covered all kinds of good stuff. But the first thing I think came out of my mouth to Rob was Omega Man.
Which we eventually did show, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. But yeah, that was true. The 11th hour, we were all set to show. I forget
Octoman or
I forget what it was.
Really
but we had a double feature public domain that was going to be just awful, and I figured we'd get a few people. But then we got the licensing came through, and we got to show some good stuff. And I believe our first one was Buckaroo Banzai and Logan's Run.
That's great. Way to start.
Oh yeah, fantastic. And when we started off, we were trying to give the old theater-going experience and try to do some ballyhoo stuff or giveaways or have something that whatever the movie would lend to.
That's right. Logan's Run, we started off with the crystals.
We gave away the life blocks and the Buckaroo Banzai. We had the bubble wrap masks.
That's right. And William Castle Night had the special glasses, and you tried to mimic the voting.
That's right.
For Mr. Sardonyx, we had the voting cards, and we had the ghost viewers for 13 ghosts.
That was awesome. That actually worked really well.
We may actually do that again sometime. We're talking about doing another William Castle Night with a couple other movies, and I've kind of figured out how to do one of the gimmicks.
Okay.
And I just gotta get the cash to build it.
Right. We're a budget operation.
Yeah, we have no budget. And one of the other ones we gotta figure out how to do it before we do another William Castle Night. Because we're gonna do William Castle, we've got to do it with the gimmicks.
It's pointless to do it now.
Yeah.
And let's see. Oh my God. One of the things I enjoy about this, I mean, you bring to the library pretty much what Tarantino and Rodriguez were trying to do with Grindhouse.
Right.
Really.
Well, that was kind of our idea. To have that give that experience, that feeling. Show movies that people either haven't seen, haven't had the chance to see, or definitely haven't had a chance to see on the big screen.
Or with an audience.
Yeah.
And enjoy it because some of these films I never watched with an audience.
And
It makes all the difference in the world.
I remember the second one we did was with Count Morgan, and
Oh, yeah.
and I've seen that a million times, on video or on television, and watching with an audience, I was wondering how it was going to play, because it's older, and after seeing it a million times myself, I don't have much reactions, but
Yeah.
I like it, but people were like, hollering,
Oh, love it.
screaming,
Yeah.
and it was really pretty amazing to watch that happen.
What did you say outside of tonight? We are shooting this as we are doing the Schlockathon, which is the way they celebrate the anniversary of Fantasmo with 8 hours of all night movie marathon
From 8 p.m. Friday night till dawn on Saturday morning.
of the worst movies they can find, really. Like right now we're watching Chopping Mall in the next room, and we started off with Steven Seagal
Against the Dark.
Against the
Steven
Dark.
Seagal fighting vampires.
Yeah. But the best part,
Horrible.
The best part of the Schlockathon is that it's all voting. We just get the movies together, and then
Yeah, give it a thumbs down.
right, yeah,
yeah.
Sometimes we really try and talk people out of it, but it doesn't
We
work.
let the audience decide their fate. The audience voted on these first two movies, and they're going to vote all night long on what we watch.
Yeah, and sometimes you see the train wreck coming and making a mistake, but you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, outside of the Schlockathon, which would you say is the worst film you've shown here? Not counting Schlockathon.
It was shown at Fantasmo?
Yeah, Fantasmo.
Well, the actual Steven Seagal night went over like a lead balloon.
That's right.
Um,
But I wonder if that was the worst movies we were shown.
Well, not counting the all-nighter now.
Yeah,
That's a hard call, because we usually try to pick stuff
Yeah.
that we like.
that we like and we think other people will like, and we've
Yeah.
heard people ask for. Because we take suggestions.
Yeah, yeah.
We have a suggestion
Which
box.
I always appreciate that.
Yeah, and we try, there's a lot of stuff that comes in there, it's like we just don't have the rights to show, unfortunately.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff I want to show.
Mhm.
But the
Yeah.
worst movie, man, that's a hard call.
That is hard. That's very hard.
Ultimate Warrior.
Which one?
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yeah, yes, Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah,
What a good
that's
suggestion.
actually a pretty good one.
That was one that we both remember watching on TV
Now,
as
see,
a kid.
That's,
Yeah, yeah.
that's also a good example of sometimes what we do. We'll get together and we'll have meetings to discuss
Yeah.
like what we're going to show, and we'll like, yeah, let's show Ultimate Warrior. That was a great movie, but we haven't previewed it in like 20 years.
Yeah.
And so,
And it was dreadfully slow.
I still think those last 5 minutes hold up.
If we could have just shown his last 5 minutes, we
A girl actually again who
Yeah.
really responded well to Danger Diabolic. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I remember that girl
Death Race
asking if there were
2000.
any more Danger Diabolic.
Yeah, I wish there were.
And actually, we've shown, there's a couple, the first year or so, I think we did, for Christmas, we let people vote on what movies they want to see again
Yeah.
that we've shown,
That's
and
right.
Danger Diabolic was one that came up. And each year since then, well, since we did our first bad movie night, Can't Stop the Music.
Now, that's one we didn't bring up when he was asking what was the best. And I think that
That was a shock.
And to
Yeah, I
not
mean-
mention that would be like a major
It
oversight.
has been like a staple.
Yeah, well, our first bad movie night, of
Yeah.
course, we showed a bunch of crap, and we showed Can't Stop the Music, the Village People bio movie. Everybody loved that movie. I mean, we were shocked, because, we like it because it's just goofy and
Yeah.
fun. But everybody liked it so much that from that first night on,
Yeah.
each Christmas, we showed that as, as a present back to everybody, and some other musical we've shown, like Sgt. Pepper or
Xanadu.
Please
Xanadu.
never show that again.
Yeah.
And,
And-
hey, Sgt. Pepper is good.
And it's
Paul-
odd choice, Superman 2 on here for that reason.
Well, it was the
Well, it
director's
was
cut,
Yeah, the Donica, which I'd never seen.
Yeah, it's
Well,
a big
I got it
seen
that
on
day.
big screen.
It came out like that day.
Yeah.
But from now on, we're running out of 70s and 80s musicals, so we might not show Can't Stop the Music again, or we might hold it and show it as a third feature.
Okay.
For anybody that wants to stay that night, and we're going to try to get into some Christmas horror movies.
That might be fun.
If depending on what has the rights.
Yeah.
Because, it'd be nice to see Garbage Day, like on the big
Or
screen.
Silent Night, Deadly Night, or Silent
Oh,
Night,
yeah.
Bloody Night, or Silent Night, whatever night.
Christmas Evil.
Christmas Evil.